Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life journey, you are welcome here. Now that you've heard that a few times, you can look in your order of service and you'll find the words. I'd love for us all to sing that through one more time. Here we are. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life journey, you are welcome here.
Good morning. Welcome to the First Religious Society, Unitarian Universalist in Newburyport, Massachusetts. I'm Jonathan Pape, and I have the privilege of serving as your worship associate this morning. As we enter into this first service of the new church year, may we acknowledge that our church stands, and we stand literally today, on the traditional and ancestral land of the Pennacook people. Pennacook, also called Merrimack, means bottom of the hill. We honor that the spirit and therefore the heart of this land is your land, Kawasuk Band of the Pennacook Abenaki people. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We're glad you're here. If you're new and you'd like to connect, please fill out one of the blue cards in your pew and put it in the collection plate. We come together at FRS in person and online, committed to love, peace, and justice. Our mission and our invitation to all of you is, come as you are, journey together in love, act with courage, transform our world. If you're worshiping online and would like to access this morning's order of service, please click on the link just below the live stream. If you'd like a large print order of service or hymnal, please ask an usher and they'll be happy to help you. Please take a moment to review your order of service for all the activities happening this week. Tomorrow, September 8th, is Grandparents' Day. If you're a grandparent through biology or through loving practice, or if you have a grandparent through either of those means, we hope you will celebrate together the blessings and gifts of intergenerational relationships. Our Passion Action Fair will be held on Sunday, September 21st after the service. This is a great time to learn about the groups and programming of the church and to find your way to get involved. Please see Reverend Laurel for more information. Reverend Rebecca and Nick Place resume our monthly Poetry and Music for Healing on Tuesday, September 16th at 7 p.m. This year, we will have contemplative services led by Reverend Alan Seal at 7 p.m. on the first Tuesday of each month, starting in October, and Poetry and Music with Reverend Rebecca and Nick the third Tuesday evening of each month. Lastly, everyone is invited to join us downstairs in the lower meeting house immediately following the service today for our annual church picnic. Great food and company is promised, even if sunshine will have to be delivered metaphorically and emotionally this year. Every Sunday, it is such a blessing that we can gather. So let's give ourselves to it. Welcome once again. It's good to be together.
It is indeed good to be together. As I look out and see your familiar faces, some who I haven't seen for a while, and that only brings me joy, no other feelings. We are here together. Reverend Laurel and Nick and I were talking just before the service, and they both said, oh, it's raining, and I said, oh, no. You need to understand Newburyport. When it's sunny, I hear, I'm sorry, I just had one more beach day. I could get out one more time. I'm online. So here we are, making our own light in this world. And I can't help myself but invite you to greet one another, for this is our church. Please greet one another with peace and love.
One more hug. Never.
So let us gather again. The good news is that whoever you are welcome here. This is a spiritual community dedicated to peace, love, and justice, this day and all days. This is a special service that you'll learn more about that we do each time we gather on the Sunday after Labor Day, our In-Gathering Sunday. You'll have plenty of time this morning to greet people as we go through the ritual of the flower communion, and again downstairs in our indoor picnic. But let us gather. Let us remind ourselves why we are here. Welcome, you questioners, you seekers of truth with a capital T, pilgrims longing for sanctuary, travelers needing harbor from the storm. Welcome to those who are holding on by a thread, determined breakers of the chains of loneliness and isolation. Welcome online, welcome here in body. You pushed through your fear because something told you that you deserve to be here. Welcome home. Welcome those who braid ropes again and again. You've been there for our siblings who were just hanging on. You gave them a hand into this community and told them they could rest here. Welcome, children and youth. You give us the gift of your wisdom, your joy, your curiosity, and your trust, that we will hold it all safe. Welcome. How do we make this tender place wider? How do we stretch into a bolder welcome, a radical generosity of the heart? How do we welcome each other and all who are to come home? You are faithfully called to worship. Let's rise in body or in spirit and join in our opening hymn as we do each of these Sundays. Number 1, May Nothing Evil Cross This Door. Please be seated.
Please join me in our chalice lighting words while members of my fellow youth group light the chalice. The words can be found in your order of service. We gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together.
Each time we gather, we light 2 candles of peace, representing 2 places on earth that need peace. And as I say every Sunday, there are untold number of places on earth that need peace. So for this moment and this hour, we will remember these 2 places in our hearts and in our minds. They are indeed a sacred encounter with our world. I'll speak each location, we'll sit together in silence for a few moments, and then I invite us all to say peace in 3 languages. Peace, salam, shalom. And as you might imagine, our first candle is lit for our country and the world with our own silent and yet shared prayers. To this we respond, peace, salam, shalom. And our second candle is lit as it is each in-gathering Sunday for this sanctuary and parish hall and below and around the grounds and the sacred space, for the work we will do together and with our partners in the community, for the care and the support that we will offer each other, for the joys and the laughter we will share, and for the questioning and the growing that we know will occur this year. To this we respond, peace, salam, shalom. Please rise in body and spirit and join in our affirmation of faith, followed by our doxology. The words can be found in your order of service. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God. You may be seated.
Good morning on this very special Sunday. Now, I want to invite all of our youngest friends up for our Story for All Ages. And if you want to bring your grown-up, if that makes you feel more comfortable coming up. I know we have some new people here. I know Mara's coming. I promise it's fun up here. Well, today is a special service. Does anyone know what this service is called that we're doing today? Flower Communion. And that's a fun and important thing, but also I found when I would mention this to non-UUs, there's sort of this like, what? What is that about? So let's think about the first half of this Flower Communion thing. So can I have everybody raise up the flowers that you received or you brought? And what do we notice? They're beautiful. What else do we notice? They're colorful. Are they the same? They're all different, right? They're all different, they're beautiful, they're alive. None of them are the same, right? And that's part of the point here. Now let's think about the second half of what we call this. So the word communion, is that a familiar word to any of you? To some of you, yeah. So what does it make you think of? Maybe some of the adults have a thought of like, what does communion mean? That's the right answer, but what other things come to mind? Often when people think of the word communion, right, you think of the sort of Christian bread and wine. Is this maybe sounding vaguely familiar? And so if you're not a UU, it's like, are you gonna eat the flowers? Like, what are we, right, what's happening here? What are we doing? But the word communion means common union. So somebody said togetherness is what communion means, which is right. So communion means a shared experience of togetherness or a sacred kind of connection. So today we have the service that's about the sacredness of being together in all our difference and our beauty and all our particular ways of growing and blooming and being, right? And we're not the first ones to do this. This service is over 100 years old, which is kind of amazing, right? Because if you think of all of the UUs all over the world who do this every year, multiply that by 100, right? That's a lot of celebrating. It's so nice to have all of you up here. We have flowers too, if any of you need to. Mara can pass out some flowers. So there was a man named Norbert Schopek, who was a Unitarian minister in Czechoslovakia. And he had different people in his congregation, and that sort of old Christian way of doing communion about bread and wine, it wasn't really working. And so he wanted to come up with a way of celebrating everyone's shared diversity and the beauty of the human spirit. and a way of feeling together as a congregation. And so he came up with this idea of flower communion. And I think to us now it seems like, of course we love people as they are in their difference, right? That's a beautiful thing. And he also lived in a time when there were leaders who thought maybe everybody should be the same, right? And so this service that he did was actually a really potent kind of resistance. And so when we do it today, we remember not only the joy, right? Not only the beauty, but the legacy of how important it is to celebrate all of our shared difference and hold that as sacred. And remember that especially in times when leaders are saying, no, maybe everybody needs to be the same, right? That doing this thing is actually really radical and necessary. So, thank you to all of you for being here, for participating in this joyful celebration of flower communion. Yay! And what comes next? The offertory. So you can go back to your seats now and wait until we're going to come up and do this later in the service. So thank you for being part of this.
The generosity of our community is an essential ministry that supports the work of our church, both in Newburyport and beyond. Each week, 50% of the Sunday offering not designated as a pledge goes to a local community partner engaged in important efforts to transform our region. Our community partner this month is the Jeanne Geiger Crisis Center. The Jeanne Geiger Crisis Center provides free, comprehensive services that support adult and child survivors as they heal from the trauma of a domestic abuse, as well as educating students about the healthy relationships and recognizing signs of abusive relationships. In addition to your contribution, please consider participating in the Jeanne Geiger Crisis Center Walk Against Domestic Violence, which will be held on Sunday, October 5th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The walk starts at 10. Keep an eye out for information on the FRSUU Walk Team. To give online, please use the link in your order of service or below the live stream. You can also make a contribution by text, and of course, you can always mail a check to the church as well. Thank you. The offering will now be gratefully received.
Thank you, Nick. Tell me not to do that again. Nick is laughing because he knows that's one of my all-time favorite songs, and I wasn't thinking about the fact that it would bring me to tears. So bear with me. Perhaps like me, you were thinking of your loved ones, both here and those who have departed. So let's take a moment and think of those we love. And as we're remembering in the midst of this joyful reunion and homecoming, those who have come before us who have found ways to stand up, to resist, to follow truth, even when it was unpopular, dangerous. The passage from the Hebrew Bible that comes from is Ruth's story, and she was a woman who did just that. So let us always remember those people we can hold up and look to. This is the time in our service each week that we do pause and we lift up the joys and the sorrows, the hopes and the dreams of our beloved faith community. I will read those things that have been shared with me in advance and also in our journal. And Nancy Kidd, our pastoral care associate, will be lighting candles, and I have all faith that she's there. So let us gather.
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
We light a candle of blessed memory for a long-time FRS member, Peggy Mays, Margaret Mays, who died on July 30th this year. Her daughter writes it was a blessed death. She was attended by her daughter and grandson. There will be a private gathering to honor Peggy's life, and there will be in between us a way that you can send Hadley, her daughter, who also was raised here, your cards of condolence. Brian Mardisonian asks that we send as much love and light as possible to his friend of nearly 40 years, Nabil Adoud. Nabil has been in the Brigham and Women's Hospital ICU after suffering a stroke earlier this month, and this was shared last week, so things may have changed. But to be remembered and known that Nabil was surrounded and is by friends and family from around the world. We always hold people in love. FRS member Janet Howell shares this update, and I'll read her words. Well, I'm back again, and this time writing to you from Atria, where I'm now living in assisted care. I'm very settled with this decision, she says. I'm in need of more care, and I know I will get it here. The decision to move to assisted living in Atria was the result of again being hospitalized in August for GCA. She lost partial vision in her other eye, and Janet shares, I'm now 87 years old. In the last years of my life, I want to make the most of the time that remains. Yes, I believe I will be able to do this. I want to thank all my friends at FRSUU for your help and support during this extraordinary time for me. And of course, I plan to be with you all as soon as I can. Moving to other updates and joys, we light a candle of joy and celebration with a very special happy birthday to Joanna Fernandez, who's behind a pole over there, from all of your family and friends. With this birthday being an important milestone, everyone who is lucky enough to call you a friend wants to recognize you for the extraordinary person you are, full of love, care, energy, enduring loyalty, and above all else, compassion for every living being. We hope that the year ahead and every year beyond is filled with adventure and love. Mary Lou Montiera asks that we light a candle of celebration and send good birthday mojo to her daughter Veronica, who turns 31 today. Mary Lou hopes that we get to meet Veronica someday, as do we. Nancy Kidd lights a candle of celebration and joy. She's so happy to see Bob Tyler Nelson here with us today after his quadruple bypass surgery this summer. And I saw you, Bob. Where did you go? Hi, Bob. Good to see you. We're so glad that you're back, and we hold Jeanne in our loving care always as well. Okay, and we light a final candle of joy that has been shared, which is actually my own, as I share the great news of our family continuing to expand. Literally about an hour and a half ago, where Bart's, it's not our grandchild, but it is Bart's son Miles' wife's sister's child. So Bart, it's all family, trust me. Bart is there so that the parents can be in the hospital with their sister-in-law. And for all that is our life, and for all the unspoken joys, sorrows, concerns, and losses, we light a final candle. For although these are unspoken, they are held in just as much love and care. Let's join our voices.
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
As we prepare to spend a few moments together reflecting upon an invitation that I have for you, and then moving into this sacred and beloved tradition of love and resistance, this flower communion, let us sit together for a couple of minutes of silence, where perhaps you'll lift your own wishes or prayers. Perhaps you'll remember the gratitude for all the gifts in your life. Perhaps something beautiful will occur. May it be so. I want to reflect for a few minutes on this concept of willingness, which is indeed in its origin and deepest meaning a spiritual concept. I fear and see and believe that the understanding of the spiritual meaning of willingness is becoming, or perhaps has become, grossly misunderstood by some people. Like other spiritual concepts, it is potentially being taken over, sort of appropriated, and it's losing. Many of them are, and I'll probably write more about that because it means a lot to me, that we hold on to what these words actually mean in spiritual contexts. In almost all world religions, the words I would talk about, that we are being taught somehow are wrong or weak or mean we don't care. Willingness, as one example, has become synonymous with some with words like, or concepts like giving up, or letting go of one's power, or somehow indicating that what's happening is okay. There's another way to understand willingness. It's been taught by spiritual teachers for thousands of years. You will read it in the Tao Te Ching, it's in Hinduism, it's in Buddhism, it's in Christianity. It is in many of the greatest spiritual teachings. In these understandings, willingness is a powerful act of co-creation, of allowing something new to emerge. Think for just one moment about your own life. One moment. When did you need, by choice or sometimes not, to accept what was happening? And what happened when we don't? What happens? What does it mean to say, I am willing to accept this? I didn't want it, I don't like it, I think it's wrong, whatever. But we get to a point where, at some level, to go any further towards action, healing, reconciliation, clarity, even anger, we have a moment of saying, I'm willing to accept that this happened. Or I am willing to tell the truth to myself that I have a problem with whatever that may be. I'm willing to accept that I can't fix this for someone else. I'm willing to accept that I have been hiding or resisting a dream or believing a lie. Therein is the spiritual meaning of willingness. My friends, it is not going to lead us into complacency. It's going to allow us to emerge with new clarity, with new vigor, with deeper appreciation for what was, but openness to what can be, with a willingness to see the possibilities in the challenges. These are difficult times. I actually remind myself, and is it okay to say this? I don't know. I implore you, which if you don't like that, don't listen, but can we return, please, to some of the deepest truths and let them help us so that we can hold on to what matters, so that we can actually be in and of this world and do good in the best ways we can at really difficult times. I'm going to be speaking a lot more about that next week in particulars. Like many of you, I would imagine, maybe most of you, I thought a lot about the state of the world and our country this summer. Many of you have asked me, how was your summer? And all I can say is different. Sure, it was beautiful. Yes, there were challenges. Yes, there were gifts. And yes, Yes. All that is happening is happening. And of course, one of the biggest questions I wrestled with this summer was the role of the church, our church, in these times. Again, much of that I will speak to next week. I'm clear of our need to be engaged in the work of the world and to resist the demise of our democracy or possible demise. I'm clear of the need to fight for humane and just treatment of all human beings and to do what we can to help allow the earth possibly to survive and her creatures to thrive. For this morning, I want to spend just a couple of minutes thinking about an additional aspect of that question. What is the role of this church during these times? And I would like to invite us to reflect upon this. Sunday mornings. Sunday mornings and any other time people gather for spiritual reasons. What is the role of our church then? Now, is it the same? Is this the place and time that we talk about how we're going to do that work, or how bad it is, or scary, or what needs to be done? I can tell you one thing, I can't educate you. Many of you are so much more educated and aware about what's happening. You don't need me to tell you what's happening in the world. I'll turn to you. We'll figure it out together. So I invite us to consider that what we need for each other, for ourselves, for me, for you, for the world, for anyone who comes through these doors on a Sunday morning or any other time, we gather for spiritual reason, chalice circles, poetry and music, solstice services on the beach. Are you willing to consider allowing those times to be places of refuge, places of hope, of safety, of restoration, quiet, love, laughter, music, joy? Are you willing to allow us to tend to our souls Sunday mornings for 1 hour? Are you willing to set aside what's burdening you and allow others to do the same, recognizing that beauty, love, hope, so much, these are as essential as they are part of the resistance. They are as essential as the other things. Because my friends, I love you and your souls, and I want us to be beacons of light in the world as we resist. And I want us to be as well as possible. Each of us does this differently. Each of us has our own practices. Each of us will find this differently. Are you willing to consider and allow this sacred space to be just that for 1 hour a week? This was different 6 years ago. 6 years ago, we talked about how we needed to bring more of the world into this hour. Times are changing. They'll change again, but we're here now. So what I wrote will be on the website, but what I said is from my heart. I mean, this is from my heart too, but what I ask us all is, are we willing to allow ourselves and each other a time of sacred space each Sunday, a time to come home and be healed? Amen.
Today we remember the life and legacy of Norbert F. Čapek, who founded the Unitarian Church in Czechoslovakia and ultimately became a martyr for our faith during times that are sadly too familiar today. Čapek created the flower communion service and introduced it to the church in Czechoslovakia on June 4th, 1923. Think on the words of his prayer as we prepare to bring our flowers forward. In the name of Providence, which implants in the seed the future of the flower, and in our hearts the longing for people to live in harmony. In the name of the universe, in whom we move and who makes the people, lover and loner, what they are. In the name of the sages and great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of the age of mutual respect. Let us renew our resolution, sincerely to be real kin, regardless of any kind of bar which estranges us from each other. In this holy resolve, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are one human family, that one spirit, the spirit of love, unites us, and endeavor for a more helpful and more joyful life. Amen.
Okay, so this is how I invite us all to do this so that everyone can participate. If moving forward on your feet or however you're moving isn't your preferred thing to do, I am quite sure that one of your neighbors and you have a flower will be happy to bring it forward for you. We'll invite everyone to come up in 2 lines through the center aisle, regardless of where you're seated. So here, go around, and then come forward and place your flowers somewhere here on the beautiful arch, and then go back to your seat through one of the 2 side aisles, and that will keep us moving. So my friends, let us bring forward ourselves, our dreams, our differences, and our commitment to love, peace, and justice. Let's all rise in body or in spirit and join together in our closing hymn, number 128, For All That Is Our Life. Please remain standing and let's join together our voices in our unison benediction as Jonathan extinguishes the chalice. The words can be found in your order of service. May the love which overcomes all differences, which heals all wounds, which puts to flight all fears, which reconciles all who are separated, be in us and among us now and always. Again, I'd like to remind us all that everyone is invited to join downstairs for our annual gathering indoor picnic, although I've heard there are a few tents outdoors for those who bloom in the showers. So you can go either place, but food is indoors. My friends, as we go from this space, this sacred and holy time of gathering, of sharing, of coming together as one in what can be seen as a broken world, let us remind ourselves of the good, of the holy, of the gifts of our collective strength, of our commitments, of the work to be done, and how caring for our souls is an essential part of all that is unfolding. Let us go in peace, my friends, and return again in great joy. Amen.
Yeah, because we can't take it downstairs, really. I hate when they do this after I just cleaned the rug. One year they brought berries. They brought these plants in with berries, and they're